Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to that time of the night where this is the main event of the evening. Fighting out of the blue corner, Alexi, the Great Petroulias.
Tim, some say when this man was born, he did a full Waiku Ramoi in the hospital room and kicked the doula halfway across the hospital.
You know, I've heard that same story.
Yep, it's probably not true. He is Alexi. He is a familiar face around these parts. He is a Rebellion medallion recipient, 10 fights on the Rebellion cards. He is still at the top of his game, fighting the very best of the best. And tonight, here's our main event. I can't wait to see him, Tim.
We love having Alexi on all the shows. You know, a fan favourite, of course, throughout Victoria, Australian-wide. Has fought the who's who. Fought Singdam, I think, didn't he?
Singdam, his last fight was versus Chok out on Mark Chelsea's show. Hardcore Promotions, got a huge gash above his right eye in that fight. Sammy Cass and Don Miller and the boys at a super fight would have loved that one. And he's got a heart of gold too, mate. He's violent in the ring, heart of gold. He's organising some training shorts and t-shirts, singlets for kids and adults to go to gyms and Palestine refugees who are currently in Lebanon. If you want to get any of that kind of stuff to him, hit him up on Instagram, hit him up on Facebook. He's going to send it off within the next week.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, the Filipino Flash, River Daz.
Matty, another man who needs absolutely no induction at all. A fan favourite. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone knows what he does. His accomplishments are a mile long. Big fan. I know we both are, as in the whole Roots and Rebellion community. Great to have River on the card again tonight.
Yeah, so good. And you know, it's been a little while in between drinks for him. His last fight was in, I believe it was in Glory on 2019 on the Raymond Decker four-man tournament in China. He did the impossible. Do you know what it was? He got a split decision in China against a Chinese person to win the show. Called out one of the top 5, and then we hit lockdown. Him and Ramesh punched on a little bit at the lockdown show. Bit of bad blood there, but I reckon they might be able to sort it out. And man, clash of styles tonight. This is going to be super fun.
Yeah. This is good. And for those of you who aren't too familiar with fighting in China, there's only one way to win, and split decision typically isn't that. So yeah, sort of made things happen there.
Think we got too sexy for that metro housing. Diamond popped out, almost swallowed 60,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, both warriors have now entered the ring, and this is the main event of the evening. Roots 15 is brought to you under the watchful eye of the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board of Victoria. Your judges presiding at ringside are Mr. Mark Hook, Shane Byrne and Suet Banchuri. Your doctor is Dr. Chris Barnes. Your timekeeper is Chris Anderson Jr. Your referee in charge of this contest is the Golden Boy, Abbas Ahmadi. Tonight's fights are brought to you by our major sponsors, Adept Construction. Ladies and gentlemen watching at home on rebellionmuaythai.com.au, let's bring the noise. It's main event time! 5 by 3-minute rounds, Muay Thai rules in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, trained by Superboy out of 168 Muay Thai, an official weight 65 kilograms even, a record of 52 fights, 32 wins, 2 draws, 10 wins coming by way of knockout. He is one of the most recognised Muay Thai fighters in Australia, and it's great to have him back on the Roots Rebellion card, fighting out of Notting Hill, Alexi, the Great Petroulias. And across the ring is his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, trained by the one and only Mark the Hammer Casanini out of Hammer's Gym. Last night of the weigh-in, this man came in at 64.70 kilograms. He is undefeated. 30 fights, 29 wins, 1 draw, 6 coming by way of knockout. He is the Australasian representative of not only Glory Fight Series, but Lion Fight Series as well. He is the one and only, the Filipino Flash, River Jazz. Both fighters, Y Crew Ramoy.
You know, Matty, since this fight was announced, my phone has been lighting up with people. What do you reckon of this fight? River versus Alexi. What do you think? What do you think? And I tell you what, every time, Matty, I think it's going to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, and it's 65 kgs too, as we see here on the tail. A ton of experience. I can't even count that. 29, what is that? 52, I don't know.
Hands.
But I don't know. But a ton of experience. See, I'm pretty sure Alexi's last fight was at 67. Don't quote me on that. River Daz, featherweight tournaments. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 65. But he usually fights a little bit lighter. So the boys meeting, both boys looking in supreme nick. I know that River's training out there, doing his strength and conditioning with Graham Morris, doing a really good job, looking super fit and strong for this fight.
And it's great to see Alexi back home, I guess, at the 8 Blade Gym. Alexi's just opened his new gym out as well, so big shout out to the guys there.
Yeah, 186. So 186, and you know, with it locked down, it's probably given him a little bit of time to focus on his own stuff. You know, 8 Blades originally, I think they had 7 people on the show, so there would have been a lot of people with permits in there banging away. Father's Day here today, of course, and Alexi tells me there's a new one on the way.
Wonderful. We love the wider Alexi's family, always at the shows. It's a shame, of course, we can't have a crowd here tonight to wish the boys on, but no doubt, again, the full Hammers Gym always coming out in force. They'll be on the live stream, and the great team at 8 Blade there. No doubt everyone will be watching at home.
River was, of course, booked to fight on the May card, so he's been training since March. When it was postponed, though, he was able to help Ramesh, who's in his corner tonight, out with his fight for Chad Collins, which is up in somewhere else. Is it Queensland?
Queensland, yes.
Yeah, Ramesh getting a big cut of his own that night from Chad.
Yeah, big Ramesh fan. I still remember the golden days of some of those early Chelsea Heights fights Ramesh was on. Been a big fan of his for, I don't know, 10 odd plus years. So it's great to see Ramesh in the corner there, and of course Hammer right with his fighters as always in centering. Lex for the camera is pretty happy with what he sees in his reflection there.
Good looking rooster. Spring Sia thinks so too. She's been a big support for him.
Yeah, Spring's getting around here somewhere herself tonight. Thanks for Spring, and of course Alice, Ben White, all the help at Outliers Promotions that come to put in these events. You know, these events just don't run by themselves. So well done to all the team who get behind Sign, get behind the shows to make it happen.
Yeah, and to that end, JPS Coatings, man, they'd sponsor a Tiddlywinks tournament if it meant supporting community. John and Claudine, thank you so much. They've been sponsors since Rebellion 3 way back in 2012.
You know, I think this might be the first fight show that we've been to that John and Claudine aren't here, ringside. Not only do they sponsor all the shows, but they attend all the shows, show their support. You know, the fight community is lucky to have JPS Coatings and John and Claudine, of course, having our back.
I'll probably rappel from the ceiling any second,
the
mate.
rings, boys. Our boys fighting full time.
As we enter, come the better get one of the adventure. Must be the picture that you ever thought.
Hands up all the time, protect yourself and good luck. Check your gloves.
And I think, man, clash of styles tonight. We've got the speed, the natural timing, the broken rhythm of River, the ability to sit in the pocket, counter in 2 phases, counter the counter, so to speak. And then we've got the really traditional Thai stylist, Alexi loves to turn, come forward, throw big elbows. His last fight was Choc on Hardcore Promotions. He tried to play a bit of a range game, and he'd probably admit it was a bit of a mistake. And then when he did come forward, he caught an elbow. I'm wondering if he'll do the same against River tonight. I think he'd be best placed coming forward, trying to close that space, not giving River the luxury of time and space.
Yeah, it's like I said, a lot of people were asking me about this fight this week. What do I reckon? What do you think? And of course, I always said River is slick. There's no doubt about that. Striking, he's at the top of his game, and certainly the top of our game here in Australia and abroad, of course. What's Alexi's key? Well, I think it's going to be you're going to have to tie him up. I think.
Adept, a sponsor of this fight, and man, what an excellent defensive magician Rami is from Adept at boxing.
Yeah, not to mention a superb skipper.
Mate, is he what?
We love having Rami getting behind us. Great to see. It's a shame the great man isn't here tonight, but yeah, that skipping is something else.
River Taz, Alexi Petroulias. This is your main event on the card. Round one.
Okay, folks,
Matty, we're on.
Let's go.
This is the main event of the night. I don't know how many months in the making. We're finally here. It's been absolutely sensational. Ladies and gentlemen, Muay Thai is back in Victoria, right here at the Pavilion tonight. We hope you're enjoying the stream. Of course, the stream will be replayed tonight as well. So if you did miss it through any errors or technical problems, it is going to be replayed. Right here, of course, your main event, River versus Alexi. Two boys that need no introduction. Chances are, if you're watching the stream, you've seen these two fight a handful of times before. And I dare say, Matty, you probably like what you see.
Absolutely. Boys just feeling each other out. They have done a bit of sparring together, Tim.
Friends.
Friends.
Yeah, both boys are friends. As we find in the Melbourne Muay Thai scene, it's not a huge group of people, so typically everyone knows each other. So how do you think it goes coming up and fighting against someone that you're pretty friendly with?
Yeah, look, I don't know. I think once you touch gloves, once that person starts throwing a punch, it's just a little bit like heavy sparring, right? You can be best mates with someone in the gym. They hit you a little bit hard. You hit them a little bit harder back. Next minute, you're winging punches for the ceiling.
Next minute, your main event, Roots 15, right here at Pavilion, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, good stiff low kick. There's that nice fast speed from River. He is so quick and just impeccable timing, natural timing, the flash. That takes what's left of size hair straight off the top of his head. That was super quick.
Gone. They landed on the back of yours. And when you talk about Thai traditional styles, Alexi's name is just right up there, isn't it?
Yeah, and then on the other hand, you've got River, who's very much got all the Muay Thai weapons, but he's got no discernible rhythm whatsoever. So you look at him, he's not stiff, he's super relaxed, but his cadence isn't obvious. He's not easy to time, and he's just got this natural ability, Jungwa, combination of rhythm and timing to be able to time others. Really wide eyes. He's really good at slipping in the pocket and countering, which is not a super common Muay Thai strategy.
No, you certainly don't see typically the movement that River does. I think that's why he's been such a problem to all his opponents so far, is because he's just, I don't want to call it unorthodox, but it's certainly not that Thai style that a lot of guys are used to facing up against. And he just uses it to his advantage. And there's not a lot of bad things you can say about River. He's got the skills, he's got the weapons, and he knows how to use them.
I'll be honest though, it's only early on, it's round one. I'm surprised that River's sitting on a straight line in front of Alexi so far. He's quite content to stand in front of him.
Yeah, it's almost 7:11-ish, 2 a.m. on a Saturday morning, isn't it, sort of style?
I don't know what you're talking about, but probably.
That's
just getting the
round
feed.
number one.
Yeah, interesting first round. I'm really surprised that River's sitting right in front of him. He's obviously got the speed, but it seems like a dangerous thing to do against Alexi. Alexi's, we're talking about River speed. Alexi's not a slow guy.
No, and when he hits you hard.
Yeah, he hits you hard. But I think as long as River's got space behind him, he's probably comfortable being in front of Alexi because he can probably slide back, and that's when he's going to look to counter. But yeah, interesting signs early on as we look at some of the highlights. Mate, it was River kicking Alexi as hard as he could right in his kneecap.
Yeah, you probably feel that.
Yeah, knees are hard.
And a little spin for good measure.
Yeah, he does a little spin. Does Alexi, does it well.
The great. And speaking of the great, good friend of Roots and Rebellion Muay Thai, William Liu, of course, always capturing the events. You can look for William and all the photos will probably be online tonight. I don't know how he does it. He mustn't sleep, but typically what happens is mere minutes after the events run, all the great photos from the events are on the Rebellion Muay Thai Facebook page. So a big shout out to our good friend, of course, William Liu, WL Fight Photography, and Tom Gathercole would be floating around as well somewhere here. There he is, the other side of the ring from us, Matty. Some of the highlight clips that Tom puts out, those things I've seen crapper Hollywood movies, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty unreal way. Look, what I think William would like you to do is just to send him an email straight after the show and go, mate, did you see me? I was the guy in the green hat, the blue shorts. Have you got any photos?
Yeah, no, I do think that's the way to find out. You just have to ask him pretty quickly after your fight. Did you get any of me? I was this guy. That's how you do it.
Did you get my spinning back fist?
And he would have got it as well. He would have got it. He'll send it to you.
Round number 2 coming up. Thank you, JPS Coatings. Huge sponsor of fight sports, not just Muay Thai, fight sports
Round number 2
in Victoria and around Australia.
Round number 2. Lexi goes for the kick. River catches. Nice little combo on the way out. Both guys are still, feeling each other out a little bit.
Oh,
Spinning elbow.
you just caught him behind the ear. I think it might have been more of his tricep than the point of his elbow.
Yeah, that's nice by River. Just
He mixes it up so nicely, doesn't he? There's this no discernible pattern to what he does. He's faking beautifully off that front leg step, like just raising it up, stepping down. Alexi's teaked it a couple of times. He's teaked the thigh to stop River coming forward. But man, once the hands of River get going, very difficult to deal with.
and oozing with confidence, isn't he? Yeah, it's always a treat to watch River fight and put him up against someone like Alexi, a fan favourite with such beautiful Thai style. This one, I dare say this one's going to catch a few views on YouTube later on itself, Matt.
Alexi patient. He's just computing what he's saying. He's just storing it all. He's getting little reads, putting it in the memory bank, starting to craft a plan.
And speaking of YouTube, Muay Thais for all your elite stadium action. Of course, the Bangkok stadiums, Raja and Lumpini. The Muay Thai's crew have always been there. Some of the best fights you could ever see, Timo has been able to capture and upload for us. I honestly think some of the global Muay Thai community owes Timo a lot, really.
I've spent many a late night sitting back just watching Muay Thai, and Lani's sitting there going, can you turn your phone off and go to sleep now? There's probably worse things I could be looking at. As Alexi comes in, sock club, spinning elbow. Man, is it just me, or is River maybe looking to prove a bit of a point here? He's closing the space. He's throwing way more elbows than he normally does.
Absolutely.
He really surprising me. And man, if you're going to try that, you got to be you'd be crazy to do it against Alexi. Like that's his bread and butter.
It's almost like I'm going to beat you at your own game kind of thing at the moment. And big smile on River's face. He's having a good time there. Alexi with the spin lands to a degree, but there's the one that lands. Big elbow right to River's head.
River is just far too handsome to play an elbow game with Alexi. Invites him into the clinch. A little bit early in the night for clinching for Alexi.
Yep.
Pushes him off, scores with a kick.
Yeah, he plays the game well, Alexi, doesn't he? He knows how to score, he knows when to throw, what to throw. And that comes with the experience. 50-something fights.
He's landed about 4 elbows now on River. Like four good elbows. No discernible damage yet on River, but it's a dangerous game that River is playing.
End of round number 2.
That is end of round number 2.
And like, as we have a look here at the replay, absolutely he's got the toolkit and the speed and the experience to play this game with him, but hey mate, I'm not mad.
No, it makes absolutely beautiful watching. I still am I can't even believe we're here watching this now that the show's gone on. Another massive shout out, of course. Sai, well done putting this show together. I don't know how you did it. By every account, there's something like this shouldn't have been able to run at this point in the madness of the world, especially here in Victoria. So well done, Sai, for putting it all together.
Now, rumour has it when he decided to call this Roots No More Trouble, he walked under 2 ladders, smashed 3 mirrors, and then threw salt over his wrong shoulder.
Well, it didn't work for him. It's been delayed 4 times or something. So
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
one ladder short, maybe. I don't know.
Probably the worst name for a fight show in history.
It's always asking for it, isn't it, really? But here we are, finally here. The trouble has run out. No more trouble, Matty, literally. We are here right now. Main event, Riverdaz, Alexi Petroulias. We are 2 rounds out of 5 done so far. We'll see that the guys will start picking it up a little bit. Probably a little bit more clinching, I think you'll see from Alexi in the later rounds. River, slick as always.
Yeah, when Alexi starts winding up and starts getting into his rhythm around the 3rd round, he's incredibly dangerous, especially when he's able to come forward. Like even against Stormy on Rebellion, yes, he got caught with a head kick, but you know, Stormy wrapped it around the side of his glove. But when he was starting to come forward there, he was giving Tom all kind of trouble. Tom not as fast as River, but when Alexi's allowed to play that game and he starts hitting the straps, he's a very, very dangerous man.
Seconds out.
Seconds out.
Not good.
Again, to any gyms or trainers who have some gear that they want to donate to Alexi's cause, he's sending that over to Lebanon.
Round number 3.
Refugees from Palestine, you just get in touch with him on Facebook or on Instagram. Big kick from River as he slides backwards, nice teep, so balanced when he throws that. Skips to his left, skips out of the way, needs some room behind him. Oh, comes forward with a 1-2. Oh, good knee.
Both boys tying up here. This is where Alexi on paper should have the advantage, Matty. Very strong clinch game.
Yeah, and it's a hard little clinch to read. River's very heavy on his feet when he's in that clinch, like his heels are flat on the ground, and he's using quite a lot of energy.
And I'll speak for everyone watching the stream at home, but I could just watch these two fight time and time again.
Well, you can, because straight after the replay will be made available. Straight after this event, the replay of the stream will be made available. There's Alexi just applying some dead weight to the arms of River. Not a bad elbow. A big elbow. Nice and relaxed, putting dead weight on his arms, trying to tire out those big punching machines of River. Nice little off balance. Yep. A dangerous game for River to play.
Come on.
2 switch kicks to score nicely to the body there. Neither do massive damage, but of course they are scoring attacks.
River trying to counter with another elbow. Teep to the leg. Uppercut, left hook, clinches.
Elbow.
Oh.
Whoa! Hey, Tom Gathercole, where's that sweep highlight reel? I just got one to add to it.
Lexi's starting to find his timing now. Scoring some kicks from the outside. The way that River steps forward with his into the pocket in orthodox and steps back in the southpaw allows him to counter a lot with his hands.
Yeah, it's nice.
Alexi's not really obliging, so he's just kind of watching him do it and just being patient, taking his time as River starts to get to Alexi's back.
Abbas wasn't a fan, breaks the boys up, and back we go.
Swing and a miss from Alexi. Scores with the kick. River goes high. Alexi catches it on the glove. He's had enough of head kicks for his career. Thank you very much, Tom.
Yep.
Nice right hand over the top. He's so accurate with that punch.
Isn't he?
Just like threading a needle. I've actually never threaded a needle, but I'd imagine that's what it's like.
It must be like that. I'm not too sure myself.
My big fat fingers. Alexi inside control, bicep control, and an overhook on the far side. Not much doing. Scoring nicely on the
Scoring
outside.
shots, yeah.
And he's kicking River's arms a lot, so it's probably not a bad idea. Like, River's a big punch up. If you keep kicking those arms, wear them out. We're here for 15 minutes. Not a bad tactic.
You know, what you find is if you start attacking the arms of
That is
that
it,
sort of tight guard,
our main event, Roots 15.
the arms do start to drop. Keep attacking those. You just can't keep them up.
Man, my arm's starting to drop from holding this mic. I think I need to get back in the gym. I might go see Chrissy Bradford down at AK Physiques.
Yep, that's the man.
Bro, I need your help. Johnny Burke, I need some of your juice, mate. I walked out of the shower this morning, saw myself in the mirror, just a solitary tear rolled down my cheek.
Hey, and while you're at it, Matty, Australian Combat Sports Academy, big shout out to the boys, Phil Lay for getting behind, of course, Dennis Kelly as well, friend of yours. Unite Muay Thai Gym, Ben the Tiger White, just a relatively new gym. If you're out anywhere near Ormond, you got to check that one out. And if you're not too far from Ormond, you're probably not too far either from Cowboy Muay Thai. Great to have Corey and Chloe supporting the show. So, look, Melbourne, as far as Muay Thai goes, we're blessed, really. You know, we've got just world-class gyms right at our doorstep.
Mate, I'm sure more you and up in Canberra and Pinky up in South Australia would agree that Victoria is the home of Muay Thai in Australia.
That sounds like a Pinky rant incoming. But at the same time, we love Pinky, we love Kieran at Muay U, two great gyms, two Thai stylist gyms. The Muay U guys, Kieran of course, with Andy Parnan inside the, what do they call that, podcast? Muay Thai Combat podcast or something, I'm not sure what it's called, but the three of them get on once a week and have a yarn about Muay Thai. It's good watch.
The Muay Thai Hour for 50 minutes. Shout out to Andy, man, I miss having Andy here.
Yeah, he's a good dude, isn't he? Shout out to all the people in Sydney. You guys are doing it pretty tough at the moment. So I hope everyone's staying safe and well. We miss you guys. Hopefully we can get the full Sydney's crew on a Roots and Rebellion in the very near future.
Seconds out.
Seconds out. This one brought to you by Adept Construction.
You know, Matty, while you're doing the tour of world-class Muay Thai gyms in Victoria, you'd be crazy not to check out Braveheart Muay Thai at the same time.
Yeah, out in Ravenhall. Yep, so yeah, Ravenhall. We just climbed over the wall at the tent, at the prison out there. Make your way down. Roger, Lorena, Supernong, they'll sort you out.
You know a bit about the prison, do you?
Jumping knee from River. Momentarily looks like he's exposed Alexi's back. Got double unders, tries to come over the top, but Alexi smothers it. Stiff kick to the inside of Alexi's leg on the way out. Alexi's southpaw. Back against the ropes, he doesn't mind it there.
I mean, at risk of stating the absolute obvious, bloody hell, River is slick, isn't he? Really?
He's so fast, mate. So fast, so slick. You just can't tell what's coming. He mixes it up so well. Like real good variance on all of his strikes.
Yeah, and the accuracy. Yeah, I don't know. I think River should probably pursue a career in combat sports. I don't think he's too bad at it.
And out there with the calibre of Mark Hammer Castanini, and he got the benefit of the Muay Thai curriculum-based approach to training.
Yes, Muay Thai Systems International. Big shout out to those guys, of course, developed by Hammer. Student retention is the name of the game, and giving your students something to work for. There is no better system to employ.
Just years of experience in Hammer. Oh, nice. Alexi tied up that arm of River so he couldn't get away. He just offset the axis slightly to his left and landed a big knee dead straight. Subtlety of an experienced clinch fighter. That was really nice.
And, you know, we want to give a shout out to O'Neill and Tal. Dominance Muay Thai had 5 fighters on tonight, and even putting up a few dollars to help support the show at the same time. So not only do they compete, but they're, you know, actively supporting the show financially as well. So big shout out to the Dominance crew, O'Neill and Tals. We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
love what you do.
Yeah, I believe that's going out to in the form of a bonus for Fight of the Night. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, big kick. That was a hard kick from River. Not sure if you could hear it at home there, but that cut it in. Oh, 2 big elbows from River.
It was slick how Alexi entered the clinch there, but River made him pay for it, didn't he?
Yeah, Alexi's landed quite a few elbows of his own, but I'm not sure what River's using to moisturise, but his face is looking soft and supple and unspoiled.
I don't know if Alexi has anything to do with it, though. He'll be putting an end to this modelling career. I don't know, maybe a good feet model or something, I'm not sure. Oh!
Oh, that was a hard one. Sweat sprays all over us here in the commentary booth.
Check the roof. It is raining.
It's actually not a booth. There's no roof. So
That
it just
is the
went
end of
all
round
over us.
number 4. 1 round remains.
One
River
round to
Daz,
go.
Alexi
That's it.
Petroulias.
What an absolute star night of action we've had here in Centre Ring. Melbourne Pavillion, thanks of course so much for having us. Our officials, the Victorian Sports Combat Board, DSP, good friends of ours. Thanks for getting behind the show. We really appreciate your support. If you want to boost your online sales, you know who to contact.
Hey, Tim, I don't mean to put you on the spot, mate, but who's winning?
It's River. It's River, and I hate you for doing that. And it's close, but I'm going to have to say River at the moment, Matty. You?
I don't mind you hating me a little bit because I only need to sit next to it for about another 5 or so minutes as we come up to the 5th round.
You mean we're not grabbing some KFC after this?
Mate, look at this. Look how tight my jeans are. I can't even do it my top button. I can't do KFC.
All right. 2 zingers for me.
Maybe we'll go and get some Juice Syndicate. Go and see the bro Johnny Burke.
That's it. That's us. And while we're at it, let's chop a few trees down. Biscuits McKenna. Really appreciate you guys for getting on board there.
Oh, I love biscuits.
And while we're eating our biscuits, of course, we'll be looking around the home, looking for things that need a fresh coat. And we would call none other than John and Claudine, JPS Coatings. Appreciate you guys for getting behind the show. And while you're recoating your house, Matty, at the same time, you'd want to be hitting up Windfall for your new jewellery. You know who to call. Give us the rundown on that.
Mate, the gym's been shut a little while. What I need you all to do is go to windfalljewelry.com and buy yourself and your neighbour and your mum and your cat some diamonds.
And you know who you'd buy the diamonds for as well? Bridget Takar.
Mate, would you what?
Thanks
You'd
for
love
getting
that.
behind the show.
Huge supporter.
Both fighters, seconds out, touch gloves. This is the 5th and final round.
The 5th and final
This
round.
is us, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a cracker whole night, and certainly this main event has not disappointed in the slightest. River Daz, Alexi Petroulias, 2 stars of Australian Muay Thai here in Centre Ring for you all to enjoy on the stream at home. We hope you've enjoyed the fight so far. The stream will, of course, have a replay online as well. It's been a fantastic night of events. We hope you've enjoyed it with us.
Solid inside low kick to a boxing combination. Very Dutch kickboxing style from River. He just mixes things up so well. We've seen, you know, a little bit of the unorthodox, some of the orthodox. He's played far more of a traditional Muay Thai game than I'm used to seeing from him tonight.
Nice.
Just keeping Alexi at bay there with a strong teep to the chest. Lots of volume from River in the 5th. Filipino flash, fast as ever. Oh, which riddance.
Goes high, goes low. He's got all the tricks, doesn't he? Goes to the body. Starting his combinations with the hands.
Oh, hard kick from Alexi. Just thuds in like a baseball bat into the side of River's right arm.
Whoa!
Oh. He's trying to line him up with that. He's thrown it about 4 times.
A few times now. I love it. Give me a few more.
Oh, good elbow over the top. Just controls the top of River's left hand and just steps in with an elbow, chopping across the jaw.
River with the counter. And those... It's that 1-2 with River, isn't it? He's landing that at will.
Yeah, but he throws it. He never throws it off the same rhythm. So he throw a 1-2, and then the next time he throws it will be a different rhythm. He'll mix the power up on it. Sometimes he'll touch, sometimes he'll load it.
Nice teep. Alexi hunting him down, but River's slick. River's cutting the angle, different way each time. Sometimes left, sometimes right.
Come on.
Couple are doubling up on the elbow there as Alexi steps in with a big left elbow.
Matty, if this is what the Muay Thai Systems International teaches, you'd be crazy not to try and get on board.
Oh, that one, sorry to cut you off, Tim. That one landed right on the button. It was River controlling Alexi's biceps. Alexi snuck a hand free and...
Oh, there's a spin again.
Whoa! Oh, mate. Flying something or other.
Oh, nice, Alexi. That was nice.
Man, this is just absolute class.
Oh, step in elbow. And a show of restraint and probably a little nod to his friend there, River, letting Alexi get up. And there it is.
Man, I forgot to talk there for a second. That was just so good to watch.
Your main event did not disappoint in the slightest. River Daz, Alexi Petroulias, your main event. This is Roots 15. No more trouble, and there certainly has been no trouble with the fights here tonight, Matty. We've been absolutely blessed from start to finish.
Man, best seats in the house. Let's look at the action from the 5th round. It was a classic display of Muay Thai from Alexi. He was finding the timing and the rhythm difficult to gauge from River. Both of them had big moments in the fight. It was Alexi resorting to throwing Some tricky elbows, spinning, powering the hands down to land them across the forehead of River, and it was River with a good low kicking game. He mixed it up sometimes to go high as well. His punches were hard and accurate.
They were the angles, you know, sometimes
everyone at
left,
home.
sometimes
Thank you for
right.
watching. Thank you for supporting with Melbourne Muay Thai.
His game.
I appreciate you.
And then
And
other times even
everyone
playing
here.
Alexi's game just to sort of show
Yeah,
Alexi you can
go,
hang
man,
with
let's go.
the older generation.
Yeah, so good.
Whoever wins here, the real winner is us, the fight fans. This was an absolute cracking main event. Congratulations to Sai and Hammers, Dom, of course, for putting on, getting this match up and going. This is a fan favourite. Like I said, my phone's been lighting up all week of people wanting to talk to me about it, and this did not disappoint in the slightest. And we will go in a moment's time to the best in the biz, John Demicoli, King of the Ring, who will give us the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of your Roots 15 main event, we've gone to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scored the contest 49-47, Petroulias. Your second judge scored the contest 49-47, Daz. Your third and deciding judge scored the contest 49-46. Declaring your winner via split points decision, and still undefeated red corner, the Filipino Flash, River Daz.
There it is, matey. That's our official decision. River Daz gets the win, maintains that undefeated record. The judges like what they saw.
Alexi, Alexi, one of the most recognised fighters in the Muay Thai game. You and River have been mates for a long time. Tonight you finally stepped in the ring after such a long layoff, a very tight fight. I see you weren't very happy with that end decision there, but mate, what a great fight you guys both put on here tonight.
Absolutely, it was a great fight. I want to try and keep this as humble as possible because, you know, it's not the first time this has happened to me. But yeah, I'd love to see those scorecards. I take nothing away from River. River, you're an awesome fighter, man. All hats off to you, but yeah, I'm just going to keep it pretty chill. I just want to say thank you to Sai for putting on the fight, saving Muay Thai in Victoria, if not Australia. He's pretty much, even with the lockdowns, still going ahead with the fight. He's really saved the sport, but yeah, I'm just going to keep it at that, guys. Thanks everyone for watching, supporting me, and I just, yeah, going to keep it at that. Keep it pretty simple. Thanks,
Great to have you back in centering, Alexi. River, man, what's it feel like after quite a long layoff, you're back in centering?
First off, just want to say thank you to 8 Blades and Sai. Appreciate that. Alexi, whenever you want a rematch, I think that's deserving of a rematch. That was a very, very close fight. So whenever we can get that going, let's do that properly. Aside from that, I'm just happy to be back, you know. It's been a minute since we've been allowed to do this. Thank you to Sai, thank you to Roots and Rebellion, especially to my team. Thank you so much, Hammers, Zach and Ramesh, I appreciate you. This fight especially goes out to Marco. Rest in peace, I love you.
Sorry, I got my
hope you're up
mask.
there watching down on us, but I appreciate everything you've done for me, especially in my past life, so thank you so much.
River, a fighter like yourself who fights off adrenaline, fights off the crowd participation, a man that really revs up the crowd during every fight, and you really take that home with you every time. What was it like to step into centre ring today with no one watching except for just the officials and your corner?
Firstly, it's really quiet. Nah, but it is what it is when you get in there. You can't hear anything, but especially when you're down and out and you have your family and your friends behind you, it really makes a massive difference. That wasn't here tonight. The only person that was screaming in my ear is Hammer, as always. Love him to death. He knows exactly what he needs to tell me to get me going. He said the exact words I needed to hear for the 5th round. But again, I could have gave you a 5th round every round if everyone was back here, which will happen soon. I miss you all.
Great to have you back on the Rebellion Roots card. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, everyone at home, the Filipino Flash, River